What's the story, WWE fans? Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include...
Who attacked Roman?
Final show before NXT Takeover.
And who is the real queen?
All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view. We also have our prediction show coming up.
Yeah, we have our prediction show on Friday, but if you will not be able to be there on Friday, because this is our last show before our prediction show, and all the pay-per-views, our last regular show, you guys can leave your predictions now if you can't make it in on Friday, and we have all that set up over here, so, after we're done, recapping stuff, or while we're recapping stuff.
How you doing, Scott?
If you're not going to be there, you can
Jeremy Ganger is a professional wrestler in Dayton, Ohio area. He wrote that saved many lives Saturday. He was just invited to Sharkcast. That is pretty cool.
Super cool.
That is.
So, first order of business, as you guys can see, I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday. I don't have a mask on anymore. It's because I caught all the crud, and I no longer have to wear a mask, because I already got it.
Yeah.
So, I'm back. Even though I never really left.
Yeah.
But I'm back. Yeah.
You're back again.
I'm back again. The comeback kid. He'll be giving his predictions for
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
How you doing, Colin?
I'm gone one day, and I forget how to speak. That is fine, Scott.
Don't worry, she'll pick it up and learn how to speak soon.
Yeah, hey, Colin, what's up? What's happening? How's it going? You're supposed to be sleeping, and you lied to me. But now you're in here, so I guess it's fine.
It happens.
I guess it's fine, because he's, again, like I said, he's in here, so it's fine. Wow. Already got his predictions. So, Scott.
He didn't waste any time, did he?
No, he really didn't. So,
I'll write it down.
That's fine, and then I'll type it in later.
You can just keep talking.
So, we're going to go ahead and start with NXT UK, because that was the first show that I watched today. I'm not tired, and it's 1:30 in the morning. Oh, well, that sounds like a fun time. Anyways, so I'm going to start with NXT UK, because that was the first show that I watched. I watched. And I watched the early show. So, we came on earlier.
Yes.
So, it started with a Harley race tribute, as all of the shows have this week, which I think was pretty cool that they did it along all platforms and not just the televised shows.
Yeah.
So I think that was cool. So we got that same video that we did on Monday and Tuesday. Then we get the first match, Noam Dar versus Ashton Smith. I actually thought this was a pretty decent match.
Hey, before you do that, I was going to tell you that they're actually having a Harley race memorial about less than an hour away from us.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so.
That's cool.
If we wanted to go to it, we could. It's not like I like going to funerals, so.
No, I'm good. All right, Scott also got his predictions. I don't know of an Oldberg. I don't really know of a Goldberg either, though. So we'll just throw that in, and we'll see if Scott's right. Oldberg. Got it. So, yeah, and is that all the matches? Lesnar and Seth, Becky and Natty, Ember, Bayley, Charlotte, Trish, Kofi, Orton, Goldberg, what's-his-face, Bray Wyatt, and what's-his-face, AJ, Ricochet. Kofi twice. He's got Kofi in there twice, man. He's pulling double duty on Kofi. Owens and Gulak. Yeah, I think that's all the matches.
Yeah, I think so.
All the matches that have been announced, at least. But with our luck,
that's right.
because this is the way they generally do it, they end up making matches, the day of summer or of whatever pay-per-view it is.
Yeah, we talked about that too, Colin, about the Harley race thing. We thought it was kind of short.
Yeah.
But But we also talked about how he kind of built his own thing.
There will be 4 more matches announced. Yeah, I mean, tell me about it.
At least 4 more.
At least 4. Maybe, another 5, 6.
Yeah.
There aren't any tag title matches, which is weird. And I'm not expecting there to be a women's tag title match because I think the match that we had on Monday was supposed to be at SummerSlam, but they wanted to cut down the card. And then Sammy versus Alistair was also supposed to be at SummerSlam, but they put that on...
How you doing, Export?
But they put out that on Tuesday instead.
Yeah.
So, I think they're trying to cut down the SummerSlam card.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so too.
But, again, with our luck, they'll probably add 4 more matches. They'll bulk it back up.
Yeah. It's Summer Scam.
Hey, Export. How's it going? I'm doing a lot better. How are you?
Right.
Little Feccini, welcome to the chat. He's also got his predictions. Yeah, from 36 to 11. Scott. Yeah, Love Feccini, Undisputed Era, Candice, Shayna. That's 3 of the 5 matches. The other match, just to, tell you, other match would be the Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. And then Dream versus Dunn versus Strong. It might be a 5-hour pay-per-view instead of a 7-hour one this time. Yeah, they'll probably still find a way to make it a 7-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah, probably.
They'll throw in, 2 hours of talking in there, and it'll still be a 7-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it goes. No, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that in a second because
I thought for sure they would be.
Because that's what they were saying, or that's what I had seen as to where anyone else noticed Gargano was with 2 main roster stars.
Yeah.
I think he's losing.
I would say he's losing. I would say he's going up.
I would also agree with that. So, anyways, we'll talk about NXT in a second. I'll talk about NXT in a second. NXT UK. Noam Dar versus Ashton Smith. I thought this was a good match for what it was. I think it was good. Noam Dar is pretty good in the ring. Then he gets on the mic. He has one of the thickest accents. I had a hard time understanding the beginning portion of his promo. The last portion of his promo, did you mean Undisputed Era as a whole? They're all gonna win?
Got you.
I think that would make sense.
So then I'm only missing the...
Cole.
Yeah.
And...
Oh.
Roderick.
So Cole and Roderick, okay.
So that would be the one.
Got it.
Colin, they're just... Sometimes... I can understand most of them, but his accent is so thick compared to some of the other guys that they have on the roster.
Hey, Scott's accent rule.
It's so hard to understand sometimes. But I got the last part of the message, which was he will be at Takeover Cardiff. So all of that just to tell us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just said, I'm going to be at Takeover Cardiff.
I'm going to be at Takeover Cardiff instead of all the nonsense at the beginning. I would have been okay, I got it. Got it. Whole promo written down right there. No, it was more difficult than that. So then we get the Grizzled Young Veterans. I thought Noam was fired. I have no idea. I know he was taken off of 205 Live. Or he's not on 205 Live anymore.
Yeah.
But who knows. So, Grizzled Young Veterans, they come out, they talk about Gallus wanting a tag match at Cardiff. Gallus comes out and says, we're not asking for that match. We are taking those championships, and we are going to have a match. Then Mark Andrews and Morgan Webster come out and say, we want a match. We want a match. And, they say we want a match. It's in Cardiff. We want the match. Grizzled Young Veteran.
Everybody wants a match.
Everybody wants a match. Grizzled Young Veterans then say, ultimately, Johnny Saint makes all the matches, so we're just gonna get out of here. We're just gonna leave because there's no purpose. There's no point. So we're gonna leave. And then they say to finish off their promo, if either of you want a championship matches, earn them. And then they leave. Then we get an NXT Takeover Cardiff video. You know, it's pretty standard. They all were just kind of talking about, you know, Takeover Cardiff. There wasn't a lot to it.
No.
Then we get Andrews and Webster backstage again. Hot take, Becky Lynch will show up in Cardiff. You know. Whatever. She can show up wherever she wants to. She's the man.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we all agree on that. So then we get Andrews and Webster backstage. They say that...
I think she's going to go to NXT UK because after she loses her title, she'll want to go somewhere else.
No. They say that Saint said that if they can prove themselves over the next several weeks, that title shot is theirs. Then we get Jinny and Jazzy Gabert versus Zaya Brookside and Piper Niven. I felt like this was... I don't know, man. This was like maybe, in my opinion, the best match on this NXT UK. This week's NXT UK. I think. It's my favorite, and it was the best. So the match gets started, and then Rhea Ripley comes out, and she tries to attack Niven, or she looked like she was going to attack maybe Zaya, and then Niven got involved, and the ref wasn't paying attention at all. So Niven and Ripley, they brawl to the back, leaving Zaya Brookside to fight for herself in a tag team match against Jazzy Gabert and Jinny. I don't see this friendship lasting a lot longer.
No.
So Gabert and Jinny end up
Who needs enemies when you have friends like that?
Yeah. Jinny and Jazzy, they end up getting the win, which did not shock me after Niven had left. Because I didn't see what happened. You know, so for all she knows, Piper could have just walked out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that could lead to a feud between the two of them.
What?
To kind of drop this Jinny Jazzy thing.
Yeah.
So I think that they could do that with that, and that'd be interesting. Then we get a Toni Storm and Kaylee Ray video. Will you be doing AEW weekly show reviews too?
We plan on it.
Yeah,
we're just not sure how we're going to do it yet.
Yeah, we plan on it because, you know, we have NXT and we have AEW. So.
We've talked about doing a live watch along with AEW and review NXT
because their shows are like later
while AEW is going, but we'll see.
Yeah. So this is the pretty like standard video. It was just like last week's, the Tony and Kaylee Ray thing, where they kind of just talked about how they knew each other before, and they were like, "Oh yeah, she was my best friend, and then she wasn't, and then she was my competitor, and I fought her the most, and blah 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 blah." And so it was the same thing. Then we get Ilya Dragunov and Cassius Ohno are set for next week. I can tell you who's not winning. Oh no. Oh no. So, you know.
Should be a great match. The only thing is Ohno just never wins.
And Dragunov is
he's
undefeated
the Samoa
at this
Joe of NXT.
Dragunov is undefeated at this point. And he's not getting beat by Cassius Ohno. Sorry, he's not.
I don't mind Ohno.
I really don't either. You know, I kind of like the dude.
I used to hate him, and he's kind of grown on me. Why? I don't know.
Dragunov is weird. I can't agree with that. Dragunov is kind of weird. He's got a weird character, but I feel like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because
something different.
It's different. He's still wearing those basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is. So then we get Morgan Webster versus Mark Coffey next week. I believe it was Mark. I think. It's one of the members of Gallus. I kind of wasn't paying attention when they announced that because I was typing something down. And so I believe it's Mark. But I could be wrong. It's the facial expressions. They're weird. I do agree with that. So then we get the main event of NXT UK, which is Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff. This is a good match. until it ended in a double count out. And then the guys were kind of held apart. Gallus came down to help Joe, and the refs had to hold back Dave. And so, yeah, I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah.
It was, decent. Decent. Yeah. So, moving on to NXT. And then the very last thing, we'll recap SmackDown because that's going to take longer. And we can, kind of breeze through NXT here because there wasn't a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, we start off with the Street Profits contract signing. And I'm not going to lie, this is probably the best contract signing I've ever seen.
Rowan attacked Reigns to get revenge from losing in 6 seconds to The Rock. So here, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but I want to get your opinions on
a couple things.
Yeah, with that whole situation.
I have a couple questions too. So anyways, Street Profits contract signing. This is probably the best contract signing I've ever seen in my life. And contract signings aren't generally great, but nobody got beat up. There was a lot of trash talk between Street Profits and Undisputed Era, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
So, my opinion, this is the best contract signing I have seen.
It was good.
I forgot you still had SmackDown to read. Colin,
It's what happens when people miss a day.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday, but I had to rewatch it again today to write everything down. So I've got it memorized at this point. I still need my thing that I wrote stuff down on, but Street Profits have to lose so they can finally wrestle on. I feel
agree.
like that's one that you can pretty much guess that they are losing their titles on Saturday, unless they pull some weird thing on us and they have them wrestle on the main roster with their titles still. But right now they have their titles and they're not wrestling, so there's no reason for them to retain their titles.
Well, and that's
because they're already moved up.
Well, that's why when they bring them up like that, I think it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you already know what's going to happen.
Montez Ford doing the guitar had me dying. Montez Ford as a whole has me dying.
Yeah.
Like he is just so charismatic and so funny. Like, he doesn't even have to try very hard
What
to
are in
be
the cups?
funny.
Wrong answers only.
Air. I don't think that's a wrong answer, though.
Orange juice.
Air. I'm still sticking with air.
Air in the cups, huh?
Air in the cups, yeah, because what else could it be? Air.
It could be air.
Air.
Yeah.
This makes sense. So, best contract signing I have seen. I thought this was very funny. Really good segment to start the show off.
It's happiness.
Happiness in a cup. Mia Yim's tears when she loses. So then we get a look at the North American Championship match. Vince will break up the Street Profits when he sees Montez Ford wrestle. I hope not.
He better not.
I will.
They work well together.
I will go and attack Vince McMahon if he does that, because that's just absolute stupidity.
Yeah.
Stupidity if
Definitely.
he does that. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't happy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because, honestly, it's happened to Angelo Dawkins before, where he was kind of, he's kind of not big in NXT, but he was just kind of there, and then he just disappeared.
It's Vince.
And then they put him with Montez Ford, and they were the Street Profits, and he became a big deal again. Angelo Dawkins will not make it on his own. I don't feel.
Probably not, but I can't...
Because he hasn't made it before.
I understand it's Vince, but I just can't see him splitting them up.
I hope he doesn't.
Just because of the fact they feed off of each other so well.
They really do. Like, I think Montez Ford could make it on his own.
Yeah.
I think he has enough personality to get himself over. And especially if he sticks with the same type of character that he has right now.
Yeah.
I think it would work. Now, Angelo Dawkins, I just don't see him being able to hold his own as
They'll be
a single star.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't.
I could see that.
Yes.
definitely see that.
Dancing on the main roster. Vince, don't ruin the show, man. Don't ruin. You gotta agree that Angelo Dawkins can't hold it on his own. Is that what you're agreeing to? We're talking about a lot of different things here. So, we just gotta double check. Make sure that's what you agree with.
Does kickoff matches count for the predictions also?
Yes.
Yes,
we count.
They do.
We count.
We count it all.
Everything. So, anyways, a look at the North American Championship match. It's pretty much just a recap of everything that's happened thus far, leading up to. I hope they don't pull a big Cass and split the Street Profits, because it didn't work for Enzo and Cass. Where are they now? No longer employed by WWE. No longer employed.
As of right now, Little Fettuccine, I believe there are 10 official matches as of right now.
4?
SummerSlam.
Oh. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna get way ahead of myself here. They're serving sandwiches at Subway. How you doing? Pretty much. I mean, what did that do? Splitting Cass and Enzo up, what did that do for them? Enzo picking fun. Enzo's trying to do anything he can to get his name back out there. He's going up to, Joey Janela.
He just wants to be relevant.
He does. And it really did. It ruined them. Putting Enzo as a single star, not good.
Yeah.
Putting Cass as a single star, not good. He then got injured, and then they both went on to get released.
Yeah.
Because you split them up.
Yes, right now, Little Fettuccine, 10 matches.
And possibly 11 if we get a Roman Reigns match. Because I feel like you just can't leave Roman off the SummerSlam card at this point. I'll talk about Roman in a second. Because as I said before, I'm going to get way ahead of myself. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's continue with NXT. North American Championship thing, just a recap of everything they've done thus far.
Yeah.
Then we get the same type of thing for Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler. Reigns is wrestling Scooby-Doo. Well,
that'd be cool.
I mean,
No, I can't leave the big dog out.
If Reigns is wrestling Scooby-Doo, I'm okay with it.
You watch all the Scooby-Doo movies.
I do.
So.
I have a whole bunch of Scooby-Doo movies. That's about the only cartoon I watch now.
Yeah, I know.
It's because, I'm not a little kid, but I like Scooby-Doo.
What's wrong with cartoons?
Nothing's wrong with cartoons.
Okay.
I just watch Scooby-Doo, though.
Yeah, I watch Boomerang.
Me too.
Okay.
But really just Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, but I watch other stuff.
I like cartoons sometimes.
Yeah.
They gotta be good, though.
Or better face someone worthwhile, they can say Buddy Murphy for the September pay-per-view. It will not be Buddy Murphy.
Reigns wrestling at SummerSlam is a bad move because Toronto will boo him. Well, maybe then he
that's
won't
the
be on the
idea.
card.
Or maybe that's the idea.
Or maybe that's the idea. I don't know. I'll share further thoughts in just a moment. Shaggy. Shaggy will be more out for Roman. You guys kill me. So, Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler, a look into their match. It's pretty self-explanatory. Same recap of the last several weeks where Mia went up and, broke Marina and Jessamyn's faces, arms, legs. She crippled them.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's all that was. Then we get a match. We get Joaquin Wilde versus Shane Thorne. I think this was a pretty good match. Shane Thorne ends up getting the win. And, that's that. Me and him gotta win, right?
I think so.
I hope she wins. I really hope.
I think Shayna's getting ready to make her move up.
I think she is. And I swear to you, if Shayna loses her title, Becky is not losing hers. Because we're not getting Natalya versus Shayna. Sorry, we're not. That's a dumb move.
Well, you might.
No, that's a dumb move.
Okay, maybe dumb move, but it may set up Becky versus Shayna.
no. If Shayna loses her title, then Becky's got to retain. That just makes sense.
Why?
Because Becky versus Shayna is going to get more interest to it than Natty versus... Yeah, look at Scott. But Natty versus Shayna is a dream match. I sense a lot of sarcasm in that comment. Nobody's going to want to watch Natty versus Shayna. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch Natty versus Shayna. That doesn't interest me. That doesn't pull my interest.
Well, it might not.
You know, I have a good feeling that Shayna's retaining. I also would really like to see them pull the title off of her to move her up to the main roster. Scott, I gotta agree with you there, man. Scott right now is just spitting facts. Natty is boring. Shayna annoys me. See? Facts. Pure facts coming out of this guy's mouth. Well, this guy's chat. Text. You know what I mean. Shayna retained against Bianca and Io and loses to Mia. That is, nah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it doesn't, if you look at it that way, it really doesn't make a lot of sense for Shayna to lose. Tell me a good Shayna match. Spoiler, you can't. I don't know. Shayna matches, I mean, I think they're fine, but, like, they're not excellent. Like, they're not my favorite matches in the world. She's had some decent ones, but, like, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you a Shayna match against somebody. Because I'm really not that interested in them.
Got you, little fettuccine.
You know, just not super interested in.
Yeah,
in
she is boring, but I think that.
See, Shayna isn't a terrible wrestler. I think she has room to improve. She's not horrible. It's Colin. This is the MMA style. I hate it, and I think that might be why some people don't like her, just based upon her using the MMA style. But I do agree with Export, too, where Shayna, she isn't a terrible wrestler. She's not terrible. She does have room to improve, but she's not terrible. You know? She's not the worst wrestler on the planet. Lacey.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know.
I mean, the big question is how would she do it in the big spotlight?
I think she would be fine because she has that MMA background and they're going to treat her like a Ronda Rousey figure. That's what they're going to do with her. She's going to be like Ronda.
Yeah.
Shayna without Rousey would be on the main event.
I agree. I don't think she'd be where she's at right now if it wasn't for Rousey.
I do agree with that. I don't think any of the three of them would be anywhere they're at right now without being associated to Ronda.
Yeah, I think
they just wouldn't.
Well, that's just it. I think a lot of it with them is the fact that because of Ronda, they are in where they're at.
Mm-hmm. And I think that also might be another reason why people look at them and are like, oh, I really don't like them, is just due to the fact that they're associated to Ronda. And, you know they've been put in that position because they are associated with her. Yeah. So I think that's another part of it where people are...
CSJ can wrestle too, though.
The people are, they don't like her, I think there are a lot of different reasons why people don't like her. I think some of it is her in-ring style. If you don't like the MMA stuff, you won't like her. If, you don't like her. I mean, I don't know. There's like a million reasons as to why, They had a tag match against Io and Candice.
I was going to say, I think they've had one.
Several months ago. It was before or after the last takeover that we had. Or, two takeovers ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
most likely they don't like her because of the long title run. That's another thing that I think has killed her a lot, is she's been the champ for so long, and she isn't a good fit for, like, a long-term champion, in my opinion. Like, I think if, I don't know, like, Kyrie maybe, if they had somebody like Kyrie as a long-term champion, I think people would have liked that better than Shayna as a long-term champion.
I don't think she cuts good promos.
Kyrie or Shayna?
Shayna.
Yeah. I don't like Shayna because of her in-ring style, and I'll thank her for putting me to sleep. Well, she didn't even have to, like...
Is that what you do at night, Scott?
Put a sleeper hold on,
like, when you can't go to sleep, you just put on a Shayna match? Put on a
Shayna match, because it'll put me to sleep. That's funny. But do you guys know what I'm saying? If somebody else was... I just don't think she's a good fit for, like, a long-term title run. Like I said, if they put it on somebody like Kyrie or Io or, anybody but Shayna, I think people would have been okay. I think people would have been more okay with somebody like Kyrie or Io.
They need to have Io win it
as a long-term champion than Shayna, because she's just not like, I don't know. Her as a long-term champion just isn't great.
Finn and Asuka had long title runs.
People like them.
Yeah.
People like them. It's just...
Io will defeat Mia. Yeah.
It has to happen. No, I almost feel like Io has to beat Shayna, though. Because she's had so many issues with Shayna over the last several months, you almost would think that they'd want to end that saga of Shayna with Io.
Or what if they bring the Io-Shayna feud up to the main roster?
I guess, but she wouldn't have a championship to fight for anymore, which is the whole thing that was surrounding them.
No, but there's a feud there.
I mean, there is. Io will be a great replacement for Shayna once she's called up. Yeah, Io is a heel. That's the one thing right now, is that Io did turn heel, and how would you work...
Io is bigger than heel.
Io versus Shayna. Like, how would you work that? Because Shayna's, like, the biggest heel in the women's division.
Because Io, I think, could pull both ways. I think she could be a face. She's got the Stone Cold Steve Austin type thing.
Yeah.
And she could
right
be
now,
a
everybody
face
hates her because she's going up against Candice.
Yeah, but if they put her up against Shayna,
people would root
even
for
with
her
this
because
attitude,
nobody likes Shayna.
Guess what's going to happen?
She's going to get cheers because nobody likes Shayna.
Yeah.
If I was in NXT, I'd ask to never be called up. Vince destroys NXT stars. That's not...
100% agree, Scott.
It's not a lie right there. That is true. That's true. They missed the trick not having Io Kyrie feud in NXT. Yeah. I think this whole turn on Candice was meant to be for Kyrie. That's what I think. Because Candice just kind of came in out of nowhere as being Io's friend. And I really feel like it was supposed to be for Kyrie, but then they wanted her called up for the tag titles. In which they didn't do anything with her for how many months? So she could have easily done a feud with Io down in NXT, and then after that's over, she gets called up.
Yeah.
So, I really do feel that the storyline they have Candice and Io in right now, I really feel like it was supposed to be for Kyrie.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree.
So
Stone Cold or The Rock, I like them both. Bret or Shawn, again, I think they're both good in their own way.
Stone Cold, Shawn. There you go.
She can be definitive on it, and I'm kind of...
I just like Shawn better than Bret.
Yeah. Fox definitely will love MMA type of wrestler like Shayna in their roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if rumors are true
if
and
Ronda's
NXT...
coming back, she's going to SmackDown.
Well, what if rumors are true and NXT's going to FS1?
I don't know. I have no idea.
because then they'd have it on, their Fox, one of their Fox channels there.
Yeah.
Io versus Asuka versus Karai.
Karai? Jeez, you always read it wrong.
Why do I do that?
I don't know. You always read it wrong. It's Kairi.
I don't even get Kairi out of that. I like Karai.
It's because you look at Shirai, Io Shirai. I don't know. It's not even spelled similarly. It's not even, like, for reals.
Okay, whatever.
Colin agrees with me on
Mania
my theory
36
of the Kairi and Io feud. That was supposed to be what we had right now.
Joe Buck.
Then I won't get to see it.
Yeah, he would be, definitely.
So we get a look into Io and Candice's match next. This all meshes really well together now. We're talking about Io and Candice. I feel like... I don't know. I'm really torn on this one. Because I really feel like they could just have Io whoop Candice up and down and it would be excellent.
I'll give you my prediction Friday.
I will too.
Okay.
I'm not making my prediction.
Right.
I'm just,
throwing stuff out there.
Telling it like it is.
Got you.
So I think they could totally have Io just whoop Candice up and down, and that would be great. But they could also have Candice go over Io and have her become maybe one of, like, the bigger baby faces in the women's division. Because I feel like we could really see Candice going for the title really soon.
Or her Achilles, like, isn't that what Vince tore? Didn't he tear his Achilles tendons?
I don't remember. He tore something. And he, like, fell over in the ring.
I think it was his Achilles tendons.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Something like that. Who knows? So, I don't know. I'm still torn on who I'm going to pick for this match. Because...
Good, we'll find out Friday.
Like I said, it could go, obviously, either way.
Yes.
And you always are like, yes, there's only two possible answers here.
Yeah. Unless there were 3 people in the match. And
so, I don't know. They could make Candice look really big.
I hope they don't just say Johnny Gargano's girlfriend.
No, move her up to the main roster. And Johnny up to the main roster, and they pull a Becky and Seth. Oh, that would be funny. Well, Candice is losing to Io. I don't know how she will be in the title picture after losing a match. That's what I'm saying, is I feel like she's going to be getting a push to be put in the title spot because they're moving people up, or it seems like they're moving people up. And so you would think that if they gave her the win, to make her look really strong in beating Io for the, beating Io for the first time when Io is heel, and she's being, like, the bad guy, I don't know. I'm very torn.
Yeah.
Very torn.
Dolph's hair look like spaghetti.
I like it better when it's wet. Just saying.
Yes,
it looks so much better.
Vince tore his Achilles. I remember that.
It looks so much better when it is wet and it's, like, wet and, like, pulled back.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like, honestly, it looks so much better.
Yeah. Because
otherwise, it looks like dry spaghetti.
Yeah, pretty much.
Coming out of his head.
Yeah.
So then we get a Harley race video. You know what? I find this very interesting because did they pre-tape this one? Because the commentators, you saw the commentators standing there at the desk with, like, the crowd and stuff, and they were like, oh, we want to take a minute to take a look back at somebody who passed away this last week, Harley Race. So was this episode pre-taped?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
How would they have known Harley Race is going to die, man?
They're psychic.
Whatever. So, like, how would that... I don't know. It's got me wondering.
Street Profits and Shane are the only acceptable call-ups for the plea. For me, please, no more. They got so much talent. I agree. I think you're going to start to see more use out of the rosters with...
And I feel like with the new
Well, as long as Vince doesn't get involved.
Yes. I think with Heyman and Bischoff on the shows, I feel like they might want to bring some people up to EC3 paid Bryan and Rowan to attack Roman.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
It would be. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they just something at the desk with no crowd. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I have no idea because I thought there was a crowd behind them.
Or just a pretend crowd.
Maybe it was a pretend crowd.
They brought in 35 people to sit behind the announcer.
They're like, here, NXT roster, stand here and look like a crowd.
Yeah.
We got a far shot to tape. I mean, possibly.
Hey, jobber, come in and sit in the crowd.
We'll pay you lots of money to sit in the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, this episode is basically video packages, mostly like every go-home show for TakeOver. And for the weeks after. Next week's NXT is going to blow.
Pretty much.
It's going to blow.
Breaking news, Pizza Hut closing stores. Not shocking.
Next week's episode is going to blow. Just saying. Because it's going to be a bunch of recaps.
Although Pizza Hut is actually cheaper than going to a lot of places.
Yeah, it is. We got Pizza Hut most Fridays.
Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper than going to a lot of places.
For real? So, next week's show is going to blow. So then we get Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane, which never happens because Riddle gets attacked by Killian Dane before the bell rings, before he even gets into the ring. I had Pizza Hut the other day.
Apparently it wasn't very good. What'd you have?
I would assume he had pizza, but there's also pasta. There's also
there's all
wings.
kinds of stuff.
Hey,
how you doing, James?
What's happening, man?
We're in the middle of our NXT review.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about SmackDown
Then we're going to
Live.
talk about SmackDown from last night.
And then James can leave his predictions for TakeOver.
Yeah.
And
well, we got some of them because I put them down.
Well, we have some of them, but we'll need the other ones for the matches that we haven't announced. Because James won't be here on Friday. So we'll have to make sure we get those before we go offline. So we can go through the matches at the end once we're done. I hate Riddle. I felt like I could just see Colin when this happened because he tells me all the time. He's like, I hate Riddle.
Why do you hate Riddle?
He just hates his gimmick. He hates him.
I hated him and he's grown on me.
Scott. See, everybody knows now. This is what James does. He'll change those predictions anyhow. Pretty much.
He'll probably give us totally episode they gave us already, so.
See, everybody knows. It's so funny. I knew that when this happened, when Killian Dane came out of nowhere and attacked Riddle upside the head and just threw him around, I knew Colin was like,
yes. I hated him. When the first couple times I watched him, I hated him. I don't know why, but I like him now.
Maybe. I'm okay with him too. I think it just takes some getting used to.
And for you guys, it may take a lot longer.
I
don't know. Like I said,
I like him.
I hated him when the first couple times I saw him, and then he just kind of grew up on me. I don't know why.
Oh,
too much
again.
Him plus the MMA style again. I hate it.
Yeah, Colin doesn't like people
Makes
with
sense.
MMA style. So are you
Makes
saying
sense.
you don't like Ronda? Because I feel like that's where we're going with this.
Yeah, because it's
you don't like
MMA
Ronda
style.
because it's the MMA style.
Yeah, we get it.
I understand that. I don't like Ronda either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with her, but I don't really like her.
You
Again,
don't like her just because you don't like her.
She has too much hype around her, man.
Well, that's
too much hype, and she's Ronda Rousey, and
I know. That's what I said.
He put a great.
Like I said, I disliked him.
I don't either. I used to
he's
not.
Grown on me, and I like
do
it
agree
now.
with that. I felt like his gimmick was kind of corny and cheesy.
Yeah.
I like it now.
Yeah.
I like it so much better, especially when we have my baby brother running out around the living room going, bro.
Yeah.
It makes it so much better. So much better.
Maybe that's why we like it.
James
I hate Ronda.
hates Ronda. At least I understand. I mean, yeah. Yeah, Colin, I understand. So this match never happens because Riddle gets attacked. And yeah. So then we get the breakout tournament recap. And we get told that the finals are next week. And I thought, going into this, I felt like what I saw, what I read, what the rumors were, and what I feel like even the people at NXT said, was that the finals would take place at TakeOver. That's what I thought. Did anybody else think that?
I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
Because I
originally.
swear to you, they said that the finals of the Breakout Tournament were happening at TakeOver. I swear to you.
I think originally that's what they had said.
And now they're next week.
Favorite women's wrestlers are Ember and, honestly, Dana.
I mean, they're both...
Yeah.
I feel like they're both underrated.
Yeah.
The Breakout Finals were meant to be at TakeOver.
That's what I thought. I thought they'd been, like, promoting that.
That's what I thought they said on TV, like, when they first started them.
Well,
darn,
I'm pretty
when
sure
Brad Shepard said it, we all should have realized that it was fake. Darn. He kept talking about, somebody made, like, a post, and they were like, they took all of his different tweets that he'd said things, like, that were going to happen, and then they hadn't happened, and he was like, you're a reporter, eh? I see how it is. We just guess what's going to happen and hope it happens. But if it doesn't, we come back the next day and we're like, oh, this is scheduled to happen next week.
But I think even on NXT they had said that.
Me too. I swear at the beginning of this tournament they said that the finals were happening at TakeOver.
They change things all the time.
At least it's now 5 matches. Now good for me, I guess. I did see somebody else report that Sasha Banks is supposed to be coming back. She's ready for her comeback.
Well, then at some point in time, Scott, he's going to be right.
Sasha is supposed to be here.
So then he can always go, see, told you.
They're doing it at TakeOver just before the actual show. I guess. Yeah.
Which is weird. I thought maybe they'd actually put it on the show. And
yeah, Ryan. Yeah. I saw it from somebody else. I don't remember who it was. It was another website. I have no idea who it was. I don't remember. I scroll through Twitter too much. I follow a lot of stuff, so I don't remember who it was. But that's just, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate. So, I swear to you, these were supposed to happen. The finals were supposed to happen at TakeOver, but then they were not. I was following the Twitter feed on the night of the Breakout tournament started, and it definitely said the final was meant to be a TakeOver. His initials? Yeah, I mean, you just, guys, figure it out. Just gotta put 2 and 2 together there.
Yeah. That's
funny. Yeah, I swear it was supposed to happen at TakeOver, and then they decided not to, which I think is weird. Very weird. So then we get a look into Gargano versus Cole. Well, actually, before this, we get told that next week, we're getting Breezango versus Forgotten Sons. Should be a good match.
Yeah.
Should be exciting. Then we get a look into Gargano versus Cole, and this took up the last, 15 minutes of the show. This was long. It went the full, sometimes NXT ends at, 7:50 hour time. Yeah, no, this went to 8 o'clock, and it was 15 minutes of a recap of Gargano versus Cole. It was a really good package.
Yeah.
It really was. I just felt like it was whoa. That was longer than all of them, you know? I honestly thought that they would end it 10 minutes early, but they didn't. The package was long enough to fill the whole 15 minutes, which I thought was interesting. So.
Yeah.
Breezango is winning the match. Yeah, I would say so. I would think so.
I think they have to, since they're bringing them back together.
I would too.
Ciampa returning, waving at Cole and TakeOver.
I honestly feel like that could be where we're going.
I agree.
Because I just do. I feel like something big is going to happen.
Yes.
And, Ciampa's return and his recovery, it looks as if it's been going quicker than they thought. And he is a lot better than he was. And so I'm thinking he is going to return sooner than everybody thought.
Yeah.
And I really do. I think that could be, what we do. Which I think would be really cool.
Yeah. Did you know every time Ronda loses, she runs away from the sport? And yes, before anyone says anything, I know Ronnie.
I mean, returning as a babyface. I would say so, because if he's going against Cole is like one of the biggest heels in the division.
Yeah.
Heel, so to speak. It's amazing how he recovers so fast. It's amazing how all of them recover so fast. Like, Nia Jax is moving at a speed quicker than everybody thought she was going to.
Well, I think a lot of it is if you just train and do the right things, then you can come back quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of getting out there and getting yourself back in shape and doing the right things.
He's a heel, but he gets cheered because people like Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I like Adam Cole. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know who I'd go behind in a Ciampa versus Cole feud, because I like Cole like a lot, but I also really like Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
I really like both guys. That'd be a tough one, a real tough one. So now that we are done with NXT and NXT UK, we're going to talk about SmackDown Live.
The ref.
The ref. Yes, I'm going to go with the ref in that match.
Yeah.
I think that would be accurate, to say the least.
Yeah.
Ciampa over Cole anytime. See, it's difficult because I really like Adam Cole.
See, I like Cole too.
He's like my favorite in the division. He's my favorite.
How you doing, Matt? I think he will too.
I agree with that. He really is he's like
He may come out before the end of Takeover.
top 5 of NXT. I mean, come on. Cole is like... Y'all better watch part 3 for Ciampa's documentary on the WWE PC channel. Yeah. Oh, James, what? Sorry to say, Adam Cole absolutely sucks. I'm tired of the guy.
NXT's coming here in October. Maybe I'll go. They were just in our area like 2 months ago. Wasn't it 2 months ago? 3 months ago?
I think they're coming back in October.
Yeah, we'll have to watch.
Because we thought about going.
Yeah.
But, you didn't buy tickets.
Yeah.
So.
Will be the final four.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, guys, real quick, let's talk about this.
Loser leaves NXT would be a good one.
Because the first fall, Adam Cole's fall, because it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, his is a good old-fashioned wrestling match. Johnny Gargano chose a street fight, and then if we need a third fall, William Regal gets to pick that. And so I feel like we're going to get a third fall. Like, why would they even give us that option in the first place?
Loser leaves NXT would be a good one.
Final fall will be an I Quit match. I mean, I think that could be good. I really don't know what it's going to be. There's so many different options. I feel like it's got to be good, though. Like, really good.
Last fall is going to be a 2 out of 3.
Falls. Just to make it last longer.
Basically confirmed.
The street fight is the second fall. Yeah, pretty much. Because a good old fashioned wrestling match would be the first one, I would think. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
I like the loser leaves NXT. That'd be a good one.
I think that would also be a good one. And then they just go up to the main roster.
Yeah.
Like it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Whoever loses just goes to the main roster. Buried alive match.
Falls Count Anywhere would be good.
Would be food.
Falls Count Anywhere would be food. All right.
Or good. Good, food, whatever.
It's all the same.
It really is all the same. So, I don't know, guys. I'm very curious. You know what? What we should do for an extra point at TakeOver is if you can guess what the last...
Special ref Ciampa. That'd be a good one.
We should add it. We should
Third fight in last fall.
We should have an extra spot where everybody just gives us their idea for what the third fall is going to be. And then
count it.
Whichever one, if somebody gets it right, they get an extra point. Because, honestly, I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And I don't know if any of us would guess it, but it would be a good, it'd be an extra point.
3 Stages of Hell would be cool.
All right.
Hell in a Cell. See, I don't know.
Just a cage match? Like, I feel like... But that'd be hard to hide. If you were going to do a cage match or Hell in a Cell. Because it'd be right above the ring. Everybody would be
we're going to know what's going to happen now.
Well, that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be obvious.
Yeah. Submission
match would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I still like the loser leaves NXT's better.
Yeah.
Takeover Cardiff has 3 stages of hell.
Smackdown Live.
Yeah.
They just aren't calling it that. Smackdown Live. Show opens with Charlotte. She comes out, talks about her match with Trish, and then Charlotte is going to play a video of some highlights of her career. Well, it ends up not being a video about her career. It's a video about Trish's. Trish then comes out and is like, Charlotte, you like that, didn't you? Didn't expect that, did you? And she comes out and talks about how she wants to do this one more match to prove it to her kids, or prove it to the fans, or even prove it to herself. Prove it to herself. And then Charlotte tells Trish that at SummerSlam, she will make her bow down to the Queen. Trish then slaps her across the face, and Charlotte walks out. I thought this was a better segment than last week. I like this segment so much better than the one that they did last week.
Yeah.
To actually make their match. They built it up some, and I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I have a feeling Bayley is going to help Becky due to Natty pushing Bayley. Natty should just go away. Becky is Canada's new hero. Quote from Roman, and believe that.
SmackDown
sucked this week. The last 2 weeks were great.
I thought SmackDown was fine.
Okay.
I didn't think there was anything to go home about, but I did not think that it was.
It wasn't terrible.
Bad. I really.
It wasn't as good as the last couple weeks. But.
I didn't think it was a bad one, and when I saw people that were like, "This is not good," I felt like it was decent.
Yeah.
So.
I can't believe they're people body shaming Charlotte online. Yeah, people are kind of mean anyway. Seems like it's easy to do when you're behind a computer.
Yeah.
Or a phone or whatever you're behind.
Yeah.
Anyone notice Charlotte looks a lot different?
I mean,
as far as
I don't know.
Her face?
I think they're doing like her makeup differently.
Yeah, it seems
it's like not as intense as it was. And so I think that's something different. And she does look like, slightly different without her, like the makeup done, I guess. Trish will tap out to the figure 8. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
The rain stuff was annoying. We'll talk about that. Okay, folks, it's nearly 3:30 in the a.m. Time to get some sleep. Yeah, if that works, Colin. You said that several hours ago.
We didn't expect you to be here, Colin, so, we were shocked to see you.
Shocked. I wasn't, because he tweeted me. He was like, tell me when you're live, because I can't sleep. I watched Fightful, and I was like, you fool.
And now we put him to sleep. Good job. Just come watch our show. We'll put you to sleep.
Not a fan of how...
Good night, Colin.
They done to my boy Murphy. Reigns came off as a bully. Looks like Vince never wanted those women's tag titles. Glad to see Trish back.
WWE still ditching the Roman stuff. You know what? I thought what they did with Roman there tonight, or last night, I thought it was good.
I thought it was decent. Now, was it what I was expecting? Did I? But a Fightful video kept me up. I don't know. I'll talk about the... Bye, Colin.
Bye, Colin.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Good night.
Peace out. I'll talk about the Roman thing in just a couple minutes, because I just have a couple things to say. A couple questions. So then we get...
I don't see him as being a bully in that sense, in that situation. I think that, he played into what everybody was... everybody, if you check Twitter, everybody was like, Buddy Murphy. If you look, he's in the picture and everything else. So I think that Roman played into that whole idea of, okay, he was there, he saw something or he did it, so I'm going after him, and he's the one that I know I can go after.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as necessarily being a bully as much as I'm going to go get information and find out who did this to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll share my thoughts on it in just a minute. So then we get Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler, which never happens. Then we get Ali, who comes out to... Well, it never happens because Dolph Ziggler ends up attacking Rey. And then we get Ali, who ends up coming out to save Rey from Dolph's attack. Then we get Ali versus Dolph. I wish they wouldn't have done this because, you know, if you were trying to make Ali look good for getting an intercontinental title shot,
yes,
having him lose to Dolph isn't the greatest thing in the world.
No.
And having Dolph win, period, it doesn't help him at all. It really doesn't. You know,
definitely.
They should have just stuck with the match against Rey.
Yes, he
and
did, Matt.
left it as it was. You know, they could have had Dolph go over Rey, and it wouldn't hurt Rey at all. But it really wouldn't make Ziggler... I guess it would make Ziggler look tougher or bigger or badder or whatever. I don't really know. But in the long run, it doesn't, because we all know he's not winning to Goldberg on Sunday. So it doesn't help his case at all.
Well, I think...
So why even put him in another match?
Well, more than anything, it hurts Ali.
It really did.
I think.
It hurt Ali the most because you were trying to build Ali up as the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. To have a shot at that.
But, again, what does it say about... What's it say about the Intercontinental title, though?
It says it doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think this really did hurt Ali a lot. It didn't help Ziggler at all. We all know he's losing on Sunday. That's a proven fact at this point. He's not winning. So you don't have to make him look good. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help him.
No.
So why even put him on TV on Tuesday to squash somebody else who had momentum, good momentum? I mean, seriously, this is stupid. This was dumb. I really did not like this. I was just like, what is the point?
You know,
you
Matt,
just killed Ollie's momentum, you idiots.
I could handle Nakamura versus Black. The only issue I have is if there's any type of push for Black, unless they're going to make the Intercontinental title seem more important. Then I'd be okay with Nakamura versus Black. But right now, I think you're better off without the Intercontinental title because it just seems like it's not important.
Ziggler and Goldberg's entrances will be longer than the match. Yeah, they will. Now, one thing I will say about this segment that I thought was absolutely hilarious was the fact that Dolph came out to Goldberg's entrance and he did the whole thing backstage where he like beat on the door. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was the one thing that made me kind of laugh. I know some people are like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But I did think it was funny. Dolph will get very tan before Sunday. Oh,
Yeah, so
he
many
will be
other
an
guys
orange.
on the roster who can make Dolph look strong. Why I gotta kill? They could have stuck EC3 out there.
They could have done anybody.
I mean,
Anybody
there's
except
a lot of guys that
Ollie.
could have
Like
done.
they should have just let.
Dolph will get very tan before
They
Sunday.
should have just let Mysterio be the one to take the fall for that match. It doesn't hurt Rey at all. He's putting over newer talent. It's fine. You bring Ali out there who had momentum going, who had something going for him, and you ruined it.
Yeah.
You ruined
It
it.
seems like they're pushing Black. I agree, but like I said, I don't know if the Intercontinental, as long as they keep doing what they're doing with the Intercontinental title, I don't know that that's really a big push or a good push. They killed Black by making him speak during the entrance. Dumb. I agree, they should have just had him come out. Plus, this win for Dolph will do nothing for him, just because all of us knows he will get Yeah, I agree. Goldberg going to embarrass himself Sunday by headbutting a door.
Would have been better had they not shown Ziggler was wrestling before the fake Goldberg entrance. I still was kind of like, what? Because I had a feeling that Goldberg was going to come out or something, like, to, like, mess with this match or something, but then he didn't. And I was like, that was funny. That was funny. Even if that was funny.
Yeah.
Like, I did think it was funny. So Dolph ends up getting the win. It was pretty pointless, not needed. It was stupid. So then we get the Roman interview. He says, I've been through so much this year. So much. Especially this year, you know. I had leukemia. And I got attacked by a forklift. Horrible year. Horrible year. He then says, I have no idea who's after me. I have no clue. He says, WWE has offered me personal security. but I turned it down. He then gets asked who he thinks is responsible for it. He says, well, I know it's not Joe, because he was there last night, and I want to apologize to him. So then he apologizes to Joe. And then he says that he has seen the footage. He's seen the footage, and he will get some answers tonight. Oh! Rumor is that Tony is getting called up. I'd be okay with it.
I think there's going to be some major changes coming in probably after SummerSlam, but definitely before the switch happens with SmackDown going, over to Fox.
I do agree with that. No, Tony needs to stay in NXT a little longer. I mean, I feel like she's been in NXT UK for a long time.
The Samoa Joes of the Reigns Joe tag team name. The Samoa
Joes. I find that's hilarious. NXT UK needs her more, so no. I don't know if NXT UK necessarily needs Toni Storm. I feel like they have a lot of bigger names in the women's division now.
Yeah.
And so
I would almost say right now the women's division in NXT and NXT UK is probably as good or better than the main roster.
I would agree with that. So I almost feel like NXT UK doesn't necessarily need Tony. And why doesn't Toni Storm defeat Shayna? I mean, I'd be down for that.
That'd be a good one.
Rhea Ripley will get called up before Tony. I don't know about that. Because honestly, I feel like if they're calling anybody up, I think they're calling Tony first.
I mean, either one, I'd be fine with either one.
Really, but I really do think that they would call Tony up first.
Yeah.
The main roster women's division is terrible. Not that the roster is terrible, it's just that they don't use them right. That's the issue.
Shayna won't be there by the time she gets there. On NXT.
If she moves up to the main roster, Shayna and Tony, that could be a fun feud.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things they could do, and I do think they're going to move some people up, whether we want them to or not.
Definitely. How they're booked is awful.
That's what makes it so horrible.
It's terrible.
That's what's horrible about them. Like, the roster itself isn't bad. Right now, the roster's pretty bad because they have a lot of people out. But, I
mean, I can see it. Either one, like I said, either one would be good. I think they can move either one up and be fine.
Yeah. So, that Roman interview was oh so excellent. Then we get a Harley race video again. The same one that we saw on Monday. Same one we saw on NXT tonight and in NXT UK. Then we get another... I don't quite know why we had this segment. We have Natalya versus Ember Moon, and it is supposed to be Challenger versus Challenger. It ends in a countout after Natty puts Ember in the sharpshooter and won't let go. Bayley then comes out to help Ember. Natty then shoves Bayley and leaves. Okay. I don't quite see the point of this segment. Does anybody else? Because it really makes absolutely no sense. Why is Bayley coming out to help her challenger for SummerSlam? This would have been more impactful if you had Becky come out and beat Natalya upside the head.
Why even have this match?
Pretty much.
I agree.
It made Ember look weak. It didn't help that it ended in a countout. If that was Vince's brilliant idea, it's going to be fine because we're going to have them both be in a countout and it's not going to hurt them either way. Yes, it does, man. You had her lose to countout with a sharpshooter. I don't.
This is probably one of the rewrites.
Probably. I mean, no, Scott, it's really not. It's really, I can just hear it in the Vince voice in the back of my head. It's really not. This was not good. This was not good. And I don't, like I said, I don't really understand why we had this segment. Like I said, if they were going to do this, I know you were being sarcastic, Scott. I could just hear Vince in the back of my head, though. Like, no.
WWE's quietly getting rid of the wildcard rule after.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's why you're going to see major changes happening.
So anyways, this would have been more impactful if Becky came out to help Ember, and it wasn't Bayley. Because Bayley is putting her title on the line against Ember at SummerSlam. So does it really make any sense for Bayley to come out and want to help Ember? No. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You know, I don't know. Does anybody, like, this was a pointless segment. Pointless. Yeah. No, there was no point.
I agree.
It didn't make Natalya look good. It didn't make Ember look good.
The only issue I have with doing the split.
Gable looks 12 with that haircut.
Yes, he would have. I agree. Triple H would have done that.
I feel like anybody else but Vince would have made the Bayley versus Ember seem like a big deal.
I would almost like to see the women have their own show. Or maybe the first hour of Raw is dedicated to the women.
I said that maybe they should have something dedicated to the women like every hour instead of having all of the women's segments happen in the 1 hour. Have them happen, have one every hour instead of, have it in the middle of the show or have it at the end or whatever.
Yeah.
Beginning. Like do one every hour instead. Because, there'd be 2 women's segments on a 2-hour show. There'd be 3 women's segments on a 3-hour show.
I don't know. They need to, just because there aren't as many women, and a lot of them are injured right now, I think they need to, yeah, I know. How would you like to have that be sent over there for, Halloween?
I did see that, and I was kind of like, what? That's stupid. Why on Halloween? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb. You can tell the show was rewrote the whole show for the 3rd week as well, too. You can tell the show was not touched by Eric.
Yeah.
At all. Just because Vince.
Yeah.
You kind of said this the other day. You were like, this is like the 2nd or 3rd time that the show has been rewritten in the last several weeks. And why did we bring Bischoff in then? If Vince was just going to go through and rewrite the whole show. Like.
Yeah, I hope they don't get Halloween Havoc.
It just makes no sense. The last 2 Smackdowns were great. I don't know what happened last night. I felt like, I don't know. Last night wasn't bad. There were segments that just made no sense. Or that I just didn't like, per se. But I didn't think it was a horrible show. But it wasn't anything spectacular either.
Well, they were better than they have been.
So after this, we get... I don't even know what to call this segment. The KO show with
Rhea
Shane.
is the best thing on a SmackDown. Yeah.
Because Vince is a tool.
Definitely.
Pretty much.
Satan said Bischoff was still getting acclimated.
I just don't know, man. I have no idea. No idea what they're doing. So we get this stupid, the illogical booking ruined this show for me. Not gonna lie, I feel like, yeah, that'd be accurate.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either.
Yeah.
So we get KO show with Shane, and KO comes out and is like, you know what, Shane? I want you to put your career on the line because I put my career on the line. Shane is like, nope. Well, you know what Shane does then? He takes 15 minutes to explain the rules of wrestling to Kevin Owens and all the people. I did not know how a wrestling match worked. I did not know that we could get pinfalls. I did not know that it could end in a submission. I did not know that it could end in a disqualification, and I sure did not know that it could end in a countout. I had no idea. I've watched wrestling for the last 5 years, and I had no idea that's how a wrestling match went. Did you have any idea that was how a wrestling match went?
No.
Did all of you people have any idea? Did you know that's how a wrestling match worked? Because I sure did not. I really needed 15 minutes of Shane telling me how a wrestling match works.
He'll get it right sometime, Matt.
I really needed it.
Shane versus KO, no DQ. I don't know. It should be.
If Sasha wanted to come back, she would have come back by now. I think she is coming back. I just feel like they have to find a spot to put her in.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, there really isn't a spot for her. There is, but there isn't. And I think it's pretty obvious when she comes back, I think she's going to get a push for a title.
I think she'll
Whether it's singles or tag with Bayley, I don't know which.
Depending on how they split the roster, I think that she will go to come back right around the time they split up and SmackDown goes to Fox.
I think she's coming back. She's coming back Sunday. James, you said that the last pay-per-view. Just saying. Just saying. They don't appreciate Sasha like
there's a lot of wrestlers that the main roster doesn't appreciate.
That would be 90% of the roster.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, this KO segment was very interesting. So then I wasn't finished with that because we were still talking about the 15 minutes where Shane was telling us how a wrestling match worked.
It took you 30 minutes to tell us about 15 minutes of Shane talking about
because I just had to check and make sure everybody knew how a wrestling match worked.
Got you.
I had to double the time that Shane did because they just had to know.
Well, look, they ignored you and started talking about Sasha.
I know. See, that's how much they cared.
Yeah.
That's how much I cared about that Shane segment.
Good.
So, anyways.
She doesn't come back at NXT, and I don't care. I mean, if you look at the state of women's division, why will Sasha come back?
I just think she's going to come back. She can't do anything until her contract's up. Even if she wanted to leave. Right?
Rest holds in a wrestling match. Shane was sweating.
He wasn't even doing anything.
He was working hard.
Yes, this guy, I swear.
They better not screw Becky for Sasha the quitter.
Nobody knows. So her contract got extended. Yeah, probably. You know, that's how Vince works. You threaten to leave, he's like, no, I'm extending your contract an extra 3 months. That's what they're gonna do. Not a doubt in my mind. They're putting a championship on her when she gets back, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So get used to the idea, people. It's happening. And when it does, I'm going to tell every single person, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
Yeah, Harper's kind of getting a raw deal. Well,
she will be all
I suppose he's getting
out.
paid, so...
No, Scott. No, she won't. Eat a mask. So, you know, then Shane and Kevin, they beat each other up. And then Elias comes to help. And then Kevin gets squashed. This was stupid. This was really stupid. You know,
This is why he's going to kill Shane.
He's going to kill Shane. I feel like that's happening.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, because they didn't add the stupid stipulation of his career being on the line a long time ago, because they didn't add the stipulation a long time ago, Shane's just going to keep coming back, whether he gets the crap kicked out of him or not.
And Rhino,
and that's what's so disappointing.
Rhino, you can tell who Rhino is. Even with the mask.
So...
Shane ain't going away after SummerSlam. I can feel it.
What crazy spot will there be?
That's because The Miz is going to squash him.
Shane, no. I don't see that happening. I think if somebody's squashing him, it's going to be Kevin. Because they built this up too much to have it just be Miz.
They have, but I still think they go back to the idea that The Miz wants to squash him. Shane's best in the world, people.
Shane ain't going anywhere after SummerSlam. I can feel it. Yeah, especially if he has no stipulation.
Roddy Piper's daughter will win the AEW Women's title. Should be Drew.
Shane versus Reigns again. No, thank you.
No.
This is why I don't like Reigns anymore. Because they've done stupid things with him, and I just don't care. I really just don't care.
Yeah.
I really just don't care.
No.
This is what made me kind of question why he was put on the cover of 2K20.
Yeah.
Was based upon the fact of what have we done with him? Nothing. Nothing. So why are you putting him on the cover of your game like he's some big star? Because right now he's really not.
I don't know. If you ask people, they'd probably tell you Roman Reigns.
Probably, but in my mind, he's not a big star right now. Sorry, he's not.
Should have been Kofi Becky.
I agree with that. It should have been Becky on her own, or it should have been Kofi and Becky, not Becky and Roman. Sorry.
If Reigns doesn't win on Saturday, then Reigns...
Sunday.
Or Sunday, sorry.
Learn how to read.
Reigns, yeah, is beating Kofi on the debut episode of SSD. I can see that happening. I could definitely see that happening.
So, yeah, Kevin gets squashed. He gets stomped on like a tomato.
And thrown around.
And thrown around like a sack of potatoes.
Yes.
He gets stomped on like a tomato and thrown around like a sack of potatoes. Yep. Not Shane on the cover. Well, I'm glad it wasn't Shane on the cover. It should never be Shane on the cover. And if somebody says Shane should be on the cover, well, sorry, we're not friends.
Shane and Lacey.
No.
A title is changing hands on Sunday.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
There are a lot of title matches.
I would agree.
And if a title isn't changing hands, I'm very curious to hear your predictions because I haven't heard any of them. And you haven't heard mine.
No.
So I'm very curious. So then we get Sammy Owens. I almost said Sammy Owens. My goodness. Sami Zayn comes out to talk about his challenge that he laid out to Black. He says, he talks about his challenge. He's like, yeah, I challenged him, and I'm going to help him when I beat him because he'll lose all the hype around him, and it'll be so great for him. I'm going to save him. Alistair then comes out, but he doesn't come out. He's on his board, okay? He's laying on his board, and he's got this microphone, and it's like, he's like, yes, I'm laying here. And he's like talking, and the microphone is like sideways, like he's holding it like this or whatever, or like this. It was so weird. And he's, like, they single-handedly ruined his entrance. Like, great job, Vince. You messed it up, man. He had the coolest entrance until you did that.
He didn't even have to say anything. He
didn't.
He
could have just showed up and gotten in the ring and hit the thing on, he hit Black Mass on Sammy, knocked him out, get the ref, pin him, and it's over. That match, okay, just saying, this match should not have been as long as it was because Alistair should have gotten in the ring to make him look like, wow, Sammy's a chump. They actually gave Sammy some fight this time, and he hasn't been getting that in the last several weeks, and so, I don't know what they're doing with him. Alistair should have come out, should have gotten in the ring. Sammy should have, turned around for a second, turned back, and Alistair Black should have knocked his head off with the Black Mass, and then had him down for the 1, 2, 3, and that should have been over. It would have been a 2.2 second match, but I think it would have been more impactful than what they did.
I agree.
Because it shouldn't have taken him that long to beat Sammy.
Yeah.
Has Sammy had one single match this year? I don't know. Give your predictions so you can change them. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much, Scott. Pretty much. So, I don't know. I felt like it would have been better. I've got it on my thing.
Okay.
And so we can still see the thing.
Yeah.
So I can, see the thing. Because, Sammy has not. See, I didn't know if he'd had a singles match or not. So, yeah. I mean, Alistair got the win. He should have had this a lot quicker. Alistair should have gotten the win.
Fought Balor.
Did I just say Sammy got the win, or did I say Alistair got the win?
Alistair
got the win. That's what I meant, even if I did say Sammy. Alistair got the win. He should have gotten it a lot quicker than he did. They ruined his entrance when they had him get on the microphone and be like, Sammy, no, sorry. You are not fighting me at SummerSlam. This is happening now. Stupid. That was dumb. They ruined his entrance. Thank you, Vince. Alistair gets the win. Yeah, pretty.
I agree.
It's pretty, self-explanatory.
At least they took a match away from SummerSlam.
Is this Alistair's first match on SmackDown ever? Like, since his rebranding of his character? I think it is. I think it's his first televised match.
I don't remember.
Scott. I thought it said, did Sammy win a match this year? No.
Bray should put the Yellow Claw in those at the end of Summers. I was hoping he'd do it the other night. Actually, I was hoping he'd do it to Paul
yeah, he did fight Cesaro
yes.
2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yes.
Darn. If they hadn't done that, this would have been his first match on... That's stupid.
ORC.
I know. I forgot about that match because I forgot that happened on SmackDown because it happened at a pay-per-view, but then they did it that same week after the pay-per-view was over.
Yeah.
So I forgot about that. Man, that was stupid. They should have just had this be Aleister Black's first match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Since then. Because I don't know. Having him against Cesaro, I just totally forgot that was even a match. Completely forgot. So, then we get a weird Shelton Benjamin promo. Again. We haven't had these in several weeks, but we got another one. What are they doing with him?
Probably the same thing they did with Mojo Rawley.
He's getting asked if he's going to go after the 24/7 championship. And he was like...
Though if you want to be technical, his first match on SD was with Almas when Black was called up. Since Buddy Murphy got called up, Wilbur has wrestled twice
on pay-per-view, and Buddy hasn't, which is sad.
Has Buddy wrestled... Buddy's only wrestled one time, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't even had a match on SmackDown. He showed up one time 2 weeks ago when Kevin Owens called or said something about how, Buddy Murphy isn't getting TV time, and then they did the SmackDown Hall thing.
He hasn't wrestled?
No, he hasn't.
No,
he hasn't had a single match on SmackDown since being called up. He hasn't had a single match, period, since being called up.
Yeah.
Not at all, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
He is so much better than that. It is ridiculous that he hasn't had a single match. Yeah, he's been wrestling house shows.
Yeah.
But that doesn't do diddly squat for TV time.
No.
He hasn't done anything, which is so sad.
Well, he could be doing weird promos.
It's ridiculous that he has not.
It's an 11-time 24/7 champ.
Ridiculous. Seriously, talk about wasting talent. My God, for reals though.
Yes, King of the Ring would be good to come back. Bring it back. Oh, we did have a match on NXT a few weeks ago.
No, Murphy, that was a long time ago. If we're talking about Murphy.
Liv Morgan had one match since Mania, and now is getting it rebranded.
You know, I got an idea for Liv Morgan, but I don't want to share my thoughts.
Yeah, don't share.
Until our prediction show on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you hanging on that about Liv Morgan. So, you have to come back Friday to hear what I'm thinking. Okay? Just saying. So then we get Firefly Funhouse. And he essentially warns Finn of the Fiend. That's not my idea for Liv. But, it's another good one. Then we get 2K20 video. And then we get... Liv Morgan going to show up as Charlotte. Scott, you're funny. Chad Gable and Elias promo. Well, at least they're using Chad Gable, I guess. This promo was about Chad Gable being short.
Yeah.
Who's watching Straight Up Steve Austin right after Raw? Well, I'll be here doing our pre-show, after show, but I will watch it after our after show.
Elias is like 2 inches taller.
So, I don't really understand the purpose of this promo. To start a feud between the two of them, I guess. But I don't really know. So then we get Kofi in a video, and I actually did think this was pretty good. It was like the video that we got from Randy Orton last week.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did anybody see the video on Twitter or Instagram or whatever of Randy Orton getting RKO'd by his wife into a pool? Did you see that? Because I thought it was funny.
You were short as 100% Vince thing.
Totally. 100%. Vince was probably backstage like, oh, that was so funny. And everybody else was like,
what's the point?
That was the beach. Whatever. The beach, pool. Same difference. It looked like they were on a boat.
Yeah.
And then it was a pool. I don't know, man. Who knows? Not me. You know, but I thought it was funny. I won't be here Friday.
We know, James. We're going to give you the matches here in just a minute.
Yeah. We're almost done.
Can you stick around? Or do you need to leave?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
He's probably saying I won't be here Friday.
We're almost done.
I was like, Liv Morgan, you're not getting to find out till Friday. He's like, oh, darn. Now I won't find out what she was going to say. No. You won't. I'm sorry, James.
Triple H is like Vince Gable is a former NXT Tag Team Champion. Vince.
What's in NXT?
Yeah. Definitely.
So Kofi video was good. Decent.
But he's short.
He's short. And Vince probably got a kick out of that. We all know we did. So then we get New Day versus Bryan and Rowan. This match ends in a disqualification. Then we go back to Roman in the locker room. He tells everybody to leave, except Buddy Murphy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then he basically challenges Buddy Murphy, throws him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Murphy says, I don't know who did it. It wasn't me.
I have no idea who it was. Yeah, this was originally supposed to be Bryan versus Kofi. I know that. I did see that. He then is like, he gets thrown against the wall, and Roman is like, tell me who it was. You've got to know who it was. If it wasn't you, you got to know you were there. And he was like, Rowan. It was Rowan. It was like, what? It was Rowan. Like, Daniel Bryan and Rowan? Yes, it was Rowan.
So then they go back to the ring, and you have Rowan and Bryan.
I'd love to see Triple H explain the Velveteen Dream character to Vince.
Bryan versus Reigns was canned.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, when they
I want to know if they're giving Rowan a push.
When they went back to the ring, and they showed Daniel Bryan...
It took Reigns a week to figure that out.
And they showed Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Did anybody else get a sense that Daniel Bryan was kind of like confused by the whole situation?
I mean, he kind of had like a confused look on his face. Now, whether it was like, oh, he figured it out, darn, or if it was like, wait, what? Rowan attacked him?
Push for Rowan, nope.
Well, not like a push for Rowan, but like Rowan gets a singles match with Reigns, which I mean is a push in itself, I guess. And then that starts a feud between Bryan and Rowan, maybe. I mean, I really don't know where they're going with this.
I don't know either.
Because
I have no clue.
If it's not Bryan, then I don't have a clue.
Well, and that's why when WWE never will push Rowan unless he is associated with Bryan or Wyatt. And see, the one thing I wondered is if you looked at it, Bryan looked confused by the whole situation. So I was wondering if maybe they were setting up a split between the two of them.
You're telling me Rowan versus Roman is a better option than Murphy versus Roman. This company. I do agree with you there. If they were going to do a match for SummerSlam to get Roman on the card, I think Murphy versus Roman would be better.
Definitely.
It was Jimmy
Uso.
Darn, Jimmy Uso was buying the whole thing. He's buying the whole thing. He hired Rowan. He hired Bryan. He hired Buddy Murphy. He's like, yeah, be back
At least
there.
Jimmy could say, well, I was drunk. I couldn't drive the forklift. I didn't know what I was doing.
It had to be.
And then in the car, that was an accident, too, because I was drunk when I was driving it. So it wasn't my fault.
Ah, boy. I was hoping for Roman to turn around and eat a boot from Luke Harper, and no one would have saw that coming. That's what I wanted.
I think it'd be interesting
Rowan doesn't deserve squat. Well, they haven't done anything with him. They haven't really showed us a character for him. They haven't, like, done anything. So, I mean, honestly, to say he doesn't deserve anything, I feel like it's kind of, like, how do we know he doesn't deserve anything? Because they haven't done anything with him.
Yeah.
You know? So, sorry, James. I disagree.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, James, you want the matches?
Okay. Predictions. First match, Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan. That was announced yesterday.
WrestleVotes
Tweeted the possibility of Murphy versus Roman. Yeah.
I suppose because of what happened in the back, there could be a match. But then what are they going to do with the whole Rowan...
They're going to build that up with...
After SummerSlam?
Yeah. That's what I would think. Because I feel like you can't not have Roman on the card.
Yeah, I agree.
To not have Roman on the card of SummerSlam is kind of weird.
But it seems like throwing... Unless you're going to do this to have Roman... And we find out that... Would it be interesting if The Fiend is behind it?
Sure. I mean, involving The Fiend in anything is interesting.
Although I think that'd be kind of silly because The Fiend should just attack him and like leave him laying. But hey, because for Kofi all the Owens, it was supposed to be Bray vs. Bryan. Yeah.
So, James, first match, Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan. I really don't know who I would go with this match. I didn't see 205 Live from yesterday to see this match be made. I did not see it. I will have to go back and watch it. 205 Live has been pretty good recently. Sure, if you want to leave your predictions.
It's up to you.
Gulak.
You got it or want me to get it?
I don't care. If you want to leave predictions now, that's totally fine.
We're still doing a prediction show Friday, so...
Yeah, if you can't make it in on Friday, you can leave your predictions now. Matt is going to go with... Gulak, too. So. I don't know who I would go in this match. Who I would go with in this match.
You got the thing up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what thing?
The chat.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Pull the chat up and I'll type.
Export is also picking Drew Gulak.
All right.
The next match, while you're writing that stuff down, AJ Styles versus Ricochet for the U.S. Championship. Well, now Export retracted his messages. Matt said, because I don't even know if Lorcan is still in NXT. Yeah, he's still in NXT, kind of, but he's more so on 205 Live now. James. Gulak wins. Yeah. Matt said for AJ Styles versus Ricochet, Styles wins. He retains.
Who said that?
Matt.
Mm-hmm.
He said Styles retains. Yeah, James, I got yours for the first match. The next match.
And James got who?
James hasn't given me his yet. Export said Styles.
Okay.
He guesses Styles. He says, I guess Styles. And James said Ricochet. Matt said if WWE is going to push the club for real this time, then Styles needs to win. I would say that's accurate. Rick. Oh. Shay. I don't know if you spelled that right. I really don't know. Next match. Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. I feel like this should be a unanimous Goldberg. Like, for reals. I think everybody should say Goldberg. I don't know if you think Dolph Ziggler's going to win. Sorry, guys, you're not getting a point. Matt said Ziggler. I'm joking. I would just assume everybody's going to say Goldberg because it's just obvious. There are two really obvious matches on this card that you pretty much can almost guess who's winning, and that would be this particular match, Goldberg versus Dolph, and Wyatt versus Balor. Like, I think both of those are pretty, like, self-explanatory. Export, it's obvious. Goldberg, got it. James is taking a real long time to think about this. He's like, it's Ziggler?
Goldberg.
Well, I'm glad you picked Goldberg. I think that was a good choice. Next match, Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. I think this is another one that everybody would probably be unanimous on, except James, because James is probably going to say Finn Balor. Because I feel like he did the last time. Finn, when we talked about this. I feel like WWE will pull a shock win on the show. Possibly.
It's not this one.
Matt said, Bray Wyatt. The Fiend. James changed his predictions yet?
Not yet. He's good so far.
Matt said he still thinks the Demon shows up.
I don't think the Demon shows up.
I would love for the Demon to show up, because then it seems more of like a believable fight, because right now, with it just being Finn, they will just have him be squashed in a matter of 2 minutes. He will stand no chance.
So who'd Export take?
He took Bray.
Okay.
James said, I like Finn, but Bray wins. Wow, smart decision there, man. Super smart. That was an excellent choice. Next match, Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. I feel like this should be another one that everybody's like, well. Matt said, you can have SummerSlam without the Demon. If the Demon was good enough for Lashley and Corbin, he's good enough for Bray. I would say so, yeah. I think it's dumb that they don't have him coming out as a Demon. Matt said one Canadian has to lose. I'm assuming going with Charlotte here. I don't know, man. There are 3 Canadians on this show thus far. Trish, Natalia, boy oh boy, and Kevin Owens. At least those are the guys that I know are Canadian. No. Seriously? He said Trish. He's going with Trish.
Who?
Matt is going with Trish, not Charlotte. Okay. He thinks Natty's going to lose.
Got ya.
His Export is going with Charlotte because she's the active wrestler. James is going with Trish.
James stuck to his gun so far.
All right, next match. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Being an active wrestler doesn't really matter. But, in my opinion, for this particular match, the Trish versus Charlotte. Matt said Owens. It doesn't do anything for Trish to have her win. And honestly, I feel like it's not like it hurts Charlotte, but it makes her look, I don't want to say weak, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes her look, I don't know. Export said Owens.
Good.
Scott said Tony Storm is in Toronto.
Cool.
Cool. Matt said The Rock beats Eric Rowan in 8 seconds at Mania. So, yeah. Well, like, I don't know, man. James said Kevin. Matt said NXT is in Toronto. That's why. Scott said no wrestler wins in their hometown. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, sometimes. Generally, that's how that works. We now have next match that I have confirmed is the Bayley versus Ember match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Man, oh man. I feel like this is going to be a good match. I feel like this is going to be kind of one that people aren't... Not like an underrated match is how I want to explain this. I feel like this one's going to be kind of underrated. You know? Matt said, I want Ember, but it's going to be Bayley. So Matt is going with Bayley. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not saying anything about who I'm picking yet. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Just don't know. I feel like I said, I feel like this could be a really good match.
I agree.
And I feel like it's going to be
Could be interesting.
Expert said, I was doing something. What's next? Ember versus Bayley is what's next. James said Bayley wins.
James is stuck to his guns here. He hasn't changed anything.
Oh! Matt said when we get to the main event, he has an idea for that. He'll tell us when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, Export. Bayley. Export is picking Bayley. Wow. Everybody's saying Bayley. Next match we have Becky versus Natalya. I don't think James is changing his answer on this one.
I'm sure he's not.
Becky versus Natalya for the Raw Women's Championship. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This, I don't know. This should be a fun one. This should be a fun one. Matt, wow, it's already. Matt said Becky. Export said Becky. I can't wait to see what your prediction for this match is. Because I don't know, man. You've been talking it up like a storm. Like, oh, I don't know about Becky winning. Blah, 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 blah. You'll never know. I'm very, very curious. Matt said she's on the cover of the video game. They aren't going to have her lose. I mean, yeah, that's logical sense. That makes logical sense right now. James said Becky wins. It's my obvious choice. Then we have Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Matt said also, Natty's sharpshooter sucks. Brett and Owens were better. Matt then said Orton. He's going with Randy Orton. No, I don't know. I just feel like Natty as a whole isn't... She's not bad, but I just don't like her. You know? She's not... Export also said Orton. You know? Natty's just not, like, entertaining. She really isn't. Even with some of the stuff that they've done with her, where they've put, you know, some fire. She's, you know, fire. Like, you know.
She doesn't have the personality.
No, and I just don't like her. Like, even with her being this mean guy, bad guy situation, I just don't like it. I just really don't like her. I mean, I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
Matt said, I'm just over Kofi's reign. It's stale to me. James said, Randy.
Okay.
Did James stick with his pick for that one?
He didn't have a pick for that one, so
that's shocking. The last match that we have confirmed as of right now is Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. People booed when Natty won that number 1 contenders match. I mean, not gonna lie, I booed when she won the number 1 contenders match. If they weren't giving it to Alexa, I would have rather had seen Naomi. I really would have. I think Naomi would have been better. She has more personality. She can get herself across better. And, you know, I just think it would have been better. All right. Matt said, I don't have a winner, but here's my idea. My idea is whoever wins the Universal title, Bray should end the show attacking, hopefully Lesnar, with the mandible claw and holding the title. Matt, give us a winner.
So is it taking the Lesnar?
I don't know, I guess. Lesnar? He said hopefully Lesnar, so I would assume that probably means Lesnar, right? Matt said it should have been Shayna. It should have been Shayna. Who?
Are you still there, Scott?
I don't know, we'll see. Matt said it's a tough call. James said Seth wins. James said Seth wins. Export is picking Brock. So Seth has been a terrible babyface these weeks. Yes. Not gonna lie. That's true. Alright. Now that we have all the SummerSlam matches, we need your Takeover Toronto picks because we have 2 days of pay-per-views. So, 2 days of pay-per-views. Matt said, since they are going the Roman route with Seth, I'm gonna with Seth. I just want my Universal Champion around. He's going with Seth. He's gonna go with Seth. That's what he was trying to say there.
Got ya.
Yeah, got it. So, going with Seth, got it. Now, I will need Takeover Toronto predictions for all of you guys, because right now, I don't have any. So, go to Takeover Toronto, please.
Yeah.
Takeover Toronto! Alright, so you guys can think about this. First match I have written down is Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. Matt said, Takeover, I'm not confident on. That's fine. Even if you lose, it's still fun. We had somebody like the last time and the time before. He's going with Io for that one.
Who's Matt is?
Yes. And Export's also going with Io. That's probably why you call Karai, is because of Shirai.
Probably.
And they look similar, I guess, but not really. Matt said she lost 2 straight takeovers. I mean, yeah, she did. So, I think she needs to win. I do think she does. So, Io versus Candice. Should be a good match. I'm expecting it.
Who'd James take?
James hasn't given me an answer yet. Candice should not be anywhere near the title till Io has it. James said Candice wins.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. You know, I think this will probably be the second match on the card, if not the opening match. I would assume it's probably going to be the opening match, though. Not going to lie. I would assume. Because what other match would they open the show with? Maybe the tag match? But I feel like it's a safe bet that they do open with Candice versus Io. Export said, not sure if James wants to lose, but alright. Yeah, Export, right now you're one of the 3 co-champs. It was you, Anthony, and Scott. Io versus Candice will be the better women's match. Yeah, it will be. Next match, Undisputed Era versus Street Profits. This is the next match. I've said this many a times. I just feel like Undisputed Era is walking out with all the gold.
You've said this many a times.
I have. I really have. Undisputed Era versus Street Profits. Clean sweep for Undisputed Era. Yeah.
Who said that?
Export. Matt said Street Profits just called up. So, I'm assuming he's going with Undisputed Era. I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume so.
James is going with the Street Profits. James, this is not a good start to this show for you. Next match, Velveteen Dream versus Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. It's just Fish and O'Reilly. Okay, got it. I was like, I looked. Okay, got it.
Who?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Matt said Roddy. Roddy's walking out with the title.
Okay.
I don't know. Actually, I do kind of know. I'm just not saying anything yet. Because, what did you name that Takeover Toronto for? What did you name that Takeover Toronto for?
Just don't worry about it.
Oh, got it, because it's on the wrong page.
Yeah.
I see. Export also said Roddy. Master of the Backbreaker. And then it's Roddy versus Dunne feuding, and Dream gets called up. Yep, I could very well see that happening, Matt. James said Pete Dunne wins. James, I really don't think this is going to be a good prediction show for you.
Watch him win.
I really don't, man. I'm sorry. I just don't. We're going to all be out here like we all got 5 points apiece, and James is going to have 0. Oh, boy. So, next match is Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler. Now, this one I think it's going to be 50-50, and I think we're going to have, we're going to kind of question this match some. Matt said Mia Yim. Export said Shayna. Yeah, man, I mean, I think it's going to be good. Well, I think the other women's match is going to be better. But, James, why? I don't know, man. I don't know. They've been building Mia Yim more as a threat. Yes, they have. And so I do feel that she could walk away with the title. But I also feel like Shayna could retain the title. He hasn't given me an answer yet.
Oh.
He just said, why? Well, James, you're going to lose because you aren't picking the right people. I mean, James said Shayna wins. Well, you might be getting 1 point. You also might still be getting 0 points. It just depends on what they do, man. It really depends. So then the last match.
Adam Cole
Versus Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Should be fun. Matt said Mia's reign will be short. She will lose it to Io at War Games. Yeah. Matt said Adam. Adam Cole, baby. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's very obvious. You know, I do have an idea, though, for Undisputed Era. Again, I'm not going to share that idea until Friday. So, Export's also going with Adam.
That means James
is going to go with Gargano. I feel like that's pretty obvious. You know, we'll see. I feel like he just waits for everybody in the chat to put their answers. He looks at them, and then he picks the opposite. I think that's what he does.
Everybody picked Adam Cole, so I'm going to take Gargano.
Matt said with Ciampa coming out at the end, waving bye-bye to Cole and his title reign. I could see that happening, too.
That'd be good.
Really see that happening. So. James said Johnny. Obvious choice. Export said, I wish the whole chat was just like James. Well, I feel like it'd guarantee that I'd win my championship back every time. You know? I feel like it would guarantee that. So, just saying. Just saying. Now who will be in the crowd?
All of the fans.
No. What's superstars? Because sometimes at TakeOver they generally have, like, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens will be in the crowd. He'll be cheering for Adam Cole. He's been very vocal about.
Dolph Ziggler.
No, I don't think so. It's a good guess, but no. Oh, no, he means like a big NXT signee.
Oh. Oh, kind of like...
Kushida. I don't know. I have no idea. None whatsoever.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Who do you think it'll be?
Yeah, who do you think it'll be?
Because I don't have a clue. I don't even know who they'd signed to NXT.
Marty's.
Huh? I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know.
It'll be interesting.
Because I feel like they do have somebody in the crowd every time.
Yeah.
You know? Should be interesting. I do think Kevin Owens will be there, though.
Yeah, he'd be good to be there.
He'll be there rooting for Adam Cole.
All right, guys. With that, I've got you guys' picks. We will be back on...
Yeah.
We will be back on Friday.
Yeah.
We will have our prediction show.
Yeah.
If you want to change your prediction, James, or anybody.
Elijah just came in. Did I miss predictions? Yeah, I think Elijah said he wasn't going to be here Friday.
I'll make you all look like fools after I win and take my time.
Whatever, James. Yeah, whatever. Marty's going to AEW for real, though. Yeah, Elijah, we just went through predictions.
James, Elijah, where were you?
He wasn't here, okay? He probably had stuff to do.
You, missed out. I can't believe
Do you want to let the man make his predictions or not?
Jeez. All right, Elijah.
If Elijah's not going to be here Friday, Elijah can make his predictions. Let the guy make his predictions. Jeez. Okay, Elijah. We'll start with SummerSlam. Actually, yeah, we'll start with SummerSlam.
I don't care which one you do.
I don't either. We had TakeOver up.
All right,
we'll start with TakeOver. Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. We're not making our predictions now because we're doing it on Friday.
Yeah, we'll give ours out on Friday.
Sorry, guys. I have really good thoughts, but I'm just not sharing them.
How long until his contract with Ring of Honor expires?
I have no idea. Elijah's going with Candice. It's the second person going with Candice. All right. Next match is Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era. I feel like I've said this many times. I don't know. feel like it's obvious that Street Profits are not
Her November.
winning. I'm going to check Twitter to see if there's any, interesting things.
He went it. He did. He went there. I can't believe he went there. I tried to guess who you'd pick, and I guessed wrong.
You guessed wrong, man. Next match would be Pete Dunne versus Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. Mr. Gleen guessed that you were going to say Roderick Strong.
Nope.
Now let's see if he says Roderick Strong. Yeah, you have to tell him because you could have been cheating.
Huh?
You could be cheating, man.
I'll tell him who I guessed.
Well, you could be cheating. You could be like, oh, I guessed it right, and you could have had somebody completely different written down.
Whatever.
That's cheating. You could cheat. And if you cheat, I'll tell the world that you cheat.
Yeah, that's why I've won the titles. Because I cheat.
You've won it once.
Look, I got it right that time.
You did get it right.
All right.
Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim. Okay, I won't say who's turning down this time. Jeez.
The Roddy can pin Dunne, so Dream looks strong going up to Raw or SmackDown.
I would agree with that, yes.
I agree.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Oh, yeah, did you see that Ruby Riott underwent her second shoulder surgery?
Huh.
Yeah, that was today. Or, yeah, today.
Cool.
Who is next? Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim.
I'm scared that I put that out there with Dream going to Raw.
I feel like it's inevitable. He's coming to Raw.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, also, did anybody see... Hold on. Let me find it. Sadly. Shayna.
Shit. All right.
You also
Adam
got
Cole
that one
versus
right.
Johnny Gargano.
Okay. So, question. Did anybody else see, this photo? I don't know if anybody can see that at all. This photo.
I can't even see it.
You can't even... That's because you're blind.
That photo.
This is 205 Live. And, they got new jumpsuits or jackets or whatever. And, my question is, why is Buddy Murphy in this picture?
Adam Cole.
Why is Buddy Murphy in this picture? He's not a part of the 205 Live roster anymore. And if they, took those pictures before, wouldn't Cedric Alexander be in them too? So, is Buddy Murphy going back to 205 Live?
Who knows?
I'm still shocked Dan versus Riddle is not on the show. Hey, they still got 2 days to make the match, man.
SummerSlam. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar.
I thought
the Imperium Stable got bigger.
No, it did not. That was 205 Live roster and their new jumpsuits. And my question was, what the heck? Is Buddy Murphy's in that picture, and is he what? I don't know what they're doing with him. Not an idea.
Then we have Kofi versus Randy.
Kofi versus Randy. Yeah, no, there's not a lot going on Twitter. It's a pretty boring place right now.
It's the calm before the storm.
The calm before SummerSlam. Undisputed Era needs all the gold if they're going to feud with Imperium for War Games.
Yes.
I never thought of that.
Yes.
That could be good. That could be good. Randy! He's going with Randy. Randy Orton. Alright, next match. Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship. Not championship. Championship. How do people say that? Championship? Championship? I don't know. It comes out championship. I never thought about how you say that until I just did. Like, for reals, though. By the way, video with Murphy and Roman got 3 million views.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Oh, he's taking AJ.
Tough one. AJ Styles. Alrighty. Becky Lynch
versus Natalya.
Versus Natalya. When do we find out the final fall of the Cole and Gargano? The day of the show. I probably like, we're not even gonna find out until it happens. Like, William Regal will probably come out and be like, your third fall is this.
Yeah.
Here you go. Have a fun time. That's my guess.
They'll have the first 2 falls, and then
William Regal will
just come out and go, third fall is gonna be this.
Easy one. Becky! Good.
Maybe he comes out and goes, winner goes to the main roster.
How does that work, though? Because the winner would be NXT champion.
I don't know.
That would be
It's not like they've never had a champion go up.
No, but, like, you can't go up to the main roster if you're still the champion. They're not going to use you.
Bayley versus Ember.
Will it top the first 2 matches they did? I don't know, because I felt like the first 2 matches that Gargano and Cole did were, like, excellent. Like, the last one, I was like, that is going to be in the running for match of the year because it was so good. It was so good. And it had me on my toes the whole time, and I loved it. It was such a good match. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. Bayley. He said Bayley.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I missed that. Kevin Owens versus Shane O'Mac. The best in the world. Shane McMahon. They had Owens beat Cena as NXT champion. I mean, they haven't done crazier things. Yes, they have. They have done crazier things. But you know, I just don't, it doesn't make any sense.
Wouldn't that be a cool way to do it, though?
Do what?
To have the third fall.
Be like the winner against NXT or to main roster. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. KO will win. Good. Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. I will celebrate the day when Shane lands a punch. Boy, oh boy, those punches on Tuesday, though. Can we talk about those for a second? Like, I was just kind of like, what the heck, man? He, like, went at Kevin, and he was like, I was like, you fool. Trish, he said Trish.
Oh.
He said Trish, she wrote Charlotte.
I know.
It's been 50-50.
I know.
Bray Wyatt versus... I almost said Bray Wyatt versus The Fiend. Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor is the next match. Yeah, for reals, though. Those punches on Tuesday, they just kind of made me like, Shane. Shane. This is why you shouldn't wrestle. Just saying. I'm just saying. This is why you shouldn't wrestle. Like, for reals, though. Makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so my question is... Next question. Bray Wyatt. He said Bray Wyatt.
Goldberg.
Yes, The Fiend versus Bray Wyatt dream match.
Goldberg versus Dolph
Ziggler. The real question here is, will the 24/7 championship change hands at SummerSlam?
No.
Are we sure?
No.
Are we sure?
No.
Are you sure?
Nope.
You're not sure?
No.
No, you're not sure?
No.
Or no, it won't change hands?
I don't know.
I feel like it's probably going to change hands at least twice. Maybe 3 times. Maybe 82 times, because we saw that happen on Raw. So, you know. I feel like Drake Maverick is going to be involved in some shenanigans somehow. Goldberg.
And the last match, as
Drew Gulak versus Oni Lorcan.
yes.
Yowie wowie, you almost forgot what this match was. No, you did forget what this match was. Because all you can see is Drew Gulak. You're like, who's he facing? Drew Gulak?
I knew who was picking. He was wrestling. My SummerSlam was moving around down there at the bottom.
Oh. Is it a ghost?
No, somehow it got clicked. Did you know Io Shirai was in the Kabuki Wars?
I didn't.
Yes, I did. I saw it the other day.
I did.
Or at least her name was.
They ruined it.
Gulak. All right, cool. All right,
Cool.
that is all the picks.
Yeah.
With that, we'll be back Friday with our predictions. So if you're not here and you want to make predictions, you can send them to Maven on Twitter, or you can just type them in our comments.
Yeah, Io did call out WWE, and it was funny.
Yeah, it was yeah.
She was like, what?
It was pretty funny that she called them out.
It was really funny.
So with that, we are going to take off.
We'll be back Friday.
Yes, back on Friday with our prediction show.
For NXT.
Yep.
And SummerSlam. And
Yes.
we will be sharing our predictions.
Yes, we will share our predictions on
We
Friday.
will.
Definitely. With that, we're out of here. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. We enjoy having you guys stop by all the time. Makes the chat a lot more interesting. Makes the whole show a lot more interesting. See you Friday. If we don't see you Friday, we'll see you
Saturday Sunday.
night or Sunday night or Monday night when we come back with Raw.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Oh, if you haven't subscribed, for anybody that's in the chat
Make sure
or
to subscribe.
in the stream, haven't subscribe, hit the bell button so you know when we go live. With that, we are out of here. Peace out.